The odds for this DC comic book movie at the Oscars are no joke. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons Joker will sweep at the Oscars. For this list, we're taking a look at why Todd Phillips' Joker is going to be this year's dark horse at the Academy Awards. And we're not just talking about the Best Actor race.
People are starting to notice.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out Sound Mojo's latest artist, Cultural Vultures. Find the link in the description below.
To catch up and comfort with you. I know you.
Number 10. Comic book movies are on the rise.
You read these in your spare time? Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Arguably the first comic book adaptation to make a significant splash at the Oscars was Dick Tracy, which won 3 below-the-line awards and scored Al Pacino a Best Supporting Actor nomination.
What I mean is the future is me.
It was The Dark Knight, however, that brought superhero movies into the Best Picture conversation.
You wanted me. Here I am.
Although The Dark Knight received 8 nominations, plus a win for Heath Ledger's posthumous performance, it missed out in Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture. Since then, Logan became the first comic book superhero movie to receive a screenplay nomination, while Black Panther broke into the Best Picture race.
What's up?
Now that comic book movies are finally being taken seriously, Joker is in a prime position to dominate the Oscars, while also getting justice for The Dark Knight. Number 9. It's a different kind of comic book movie. With the success of Black Panther, fans are keeping their fingers crossed to see Avengers Endgame continue the MCU's Oscar streak.
And that's it. That's those little brave baby steps we gotta take.
It would certainly be deserved, and Kevin Feige is overdue for the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. Alas, the other Avengers movies were only nominated for Best Visual Effects. If the Academy does honor a comic book movie from 2019, they're more likely to gravitate towards Joker, a gritty crime drama that isn't part of a cinematic universe.
Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
Unlike Wonder Woman, Deadpool, Thor Ragnarok, and other comic book movies that got shut out, Joker shares more in common with grounded graphic novel adaptations like Road to Perdition and A History of Violence, which garnered Oscar nominations for Paul Newman and William Hurt respectively.
I'm glad it's you.
Number 8. The Academy has been taking bolder risks. In the wake of the Oscar So White social media campaign, the Academy decided to inject some fresh blood. With the rise of new, more diverse members, the Academy has been stepping out of its comfort zone. Moonlight, a dark coming-of-age drama with a minuscule budget, managed to beat out the Best Picture favorite La La Land.
Hey. You here now, man. That's all that matters.
The Shape of Water overcame the Academy's bias against fantasy movies, winning Best Picture and Best Director.
Really? That's good to hear.
Granted, the Academy still goes for safer, more conventional Oscar fare, such as Green Book.
Why are you driving him?
Even that year, though, the Best Picture nomination for Black Panther marked a notable shift within the Academy. With 842 members joining the Academy in 2019, Joker may gain the support it needs to pull off the unthinkable.
Finally, in a world where everyone thinks they could do my job, check out this guy.
Number 7. The Martin Scorsese influence.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
Martin Scorsese is easily among the most influential filmmakers who ever lived, but this hasn't always been represented at the Oscars. Scorsese didn't even receive a directing nomination for Taxi Driver. Raging Bull and Goodfellas infamously lost Best Picture to Ordinary People and Dances with Wolves respectively. Maybe his work was too dark for Oscar voters back then, but the Academy's appreciation for Scorsese grew with time, culminating in Best Director and Best Picture wins for The Departed.
Frank, how many of these guys have been with you long enough to be disgruntled, huh? Think about it.
Joker was largely inspired by Scorsese's films, particularly The King of Comedy.
And I'm gonna be 50 times more famous than you.
Then you're gonna have idiots like you playing your life.
That's right.
Right.
Yes. Come on, Rita, we're wasting our time. Go ahead.
While the king of comedy went overlooked upon release, it's just as relevant in today's world, which benefits Joker. In fact, it would be interesting to see Joker go head-to-head with The Irishman, Scorsese's latest directorial outing.
I heard you paint houses.
No, please. No, please.
Yes, I do, sir.
Number 6. The Academy loves a good villain. Whether it's a villain they love to hate or a villain they hate to love, Oscar voters adore villains, or winking devils as Gold Derby editor Tom O'Neill would put it. Allison Janney in I, Tonya and J.K. Simmons in Whiplash are just a couple of recent examples.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I don't know.
Start counting.
5, 6, 7.
In 4, damn it! Look at me!
Even pure evil characters, like Hans Landa in Inglourious Basterds, Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men, and Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs garnered wins for Christoph Waltz, Javier Bardem, and Anthony Hopkins respectively.
May I see your credentials?
Certainly. Then there's Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, which proved comic book villains can win over the Academy.
Hi.
This bodes well for Joaquin Phoenix's take on the Joker, which International Film Critique called one of the greatest, darkest villains in cinematic history. Number 5. Director Todd Phillips has Oscar ties.
Hey.
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
On the surface, Todd Phillips doesn't fit the Academy's usual mold, having started his career directing frat house comedies like Road Trip and Old School.
We're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
Phillips is actually an Oscar nominee, however, sharing a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination with several others for Borat.
Very nice. Wah wah wah.
The Hollywood Foreign Press honored Phillips with a Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy victory for The Hangover. Phillips was also a producer on the Best Picture nominated A Star is Born. Golden Boy Bradley Cooper is returning the favor by co-producing Joker with Phillips, and Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, who was previously nominated for The Wolf of Wall Street. Phillips could very well be this year's Peter Farrelly, who went from directing raunchy comedies to winning 2 Oscars in the blink of an eye.
Gentleman says that I'm not permitted to dine here.
No, you don't understand. He's playing tonight. He's the main event.
Number 4. It's social relevance.
They're schemers. Schemers trying to control their little worlds.
Once upon a time, the Academy had a tendency to lean towards sweeping, romanticized epics. In recent years, though, they've been favoring films that tap into the current zeitgeist. The Shape of Water, Moonlight, and Spotlight all touched upon timely themes, ranging from prejudice to acceptance to freedom of the press. Even divisive winners like Green Book had a socially conscious message at the core.
I like what you did back there, Doc. You stood up for yourself.
Joker may take place in Gotham City, but it reflects the chaotic world we live in. Providing commentary on violence, mental health, and corrupt political figures, Joker might be the most relevant movie to hit theaters in 2019. The rise of mass shootings in the United States would make Joker an especially provocative Oscar winner.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Number 3. The Joker's award track record.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
It may not seem like an Oscar baity role, but multiple actors have generated awards buzz for playing the clown prince of crime. For his colorful portrayal in Tim Burton's Batman, Jack Nicholson scored Golden Globe and BAFTA nominations.
Come on, you gruesome son of a bitch. Come to me.
Heath Ledger swept virtually every major award show for his transcendent performance, building to a bittersweet Oscar victory.
I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it.
Since Ledger won just over 10 years ago, some voters might go into Joker thinking, been there, done that. It's not uncommon for 2 different actors to garner awards love for the same role, however. Laurence Olivier and Kenneth Branagh received nominations for playing Henry V. Marlon Brando and Robert De Niro won Oscars for playing Vito Corleone.
Thank you, Luca. My most valued friend.
Will Joaquin Phoenix make the Joker a 2-time Oscar-winning role? Number 2. It's a film festival favorite.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me.
Making a strong impression on the film festival circuit has become integral to any Best Picture race. Joker solidified itself as an Oscar favorite at the 76th Venice International Film Festival. Not only did it receive incredible reviews from the press in attendance, but the film won the coveted Golden Lion. The last film to take home Venice's top honor was Roma, which went on to win the Oscars for Best Director and Best Foreign Language Film. A year earlier, the Golden Lion went to The Shape of Water, putting it on the fast track to sweeping the Oscars. Joker also locked down screenings at the Toronto International Film Festival and the New York Film Festival, guaranteeing the film will be on the Academy's radar.
Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Joaquin Phoenix's performance.
Can you please stop bothering my kid?
Sorry.
Joker is sure to get support from the Academy's tech branches, but it's the actors branch that'll propel it into the Best Picture race. Why? Because the actors branch is the biggest within the Academy, and Joaquin Phoenix's performance is already being praised as the year's most astounding acting feat.
It's so awful, isn't it?
Sometimes a great performance is enough to increase a movie's chances at a Best Picture nomination. Take Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, for example.
Where should we be at the end of all that?
As a matter of fact, it's been a decade since a Best Actor winner's movie wasn't also nominated for Best Picture. In addition to delivering a transformative performance, Phoenix is long overdue after 3 prior nominations. If he is indeed the frontrunner, Joker could get the last laugh on Oscar night.
Murray, one small thing.
Yeah.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.